So the last one for this lesson is kind of what to do when you have to graph a kind of an awkward sort of a function, something like 2x squared, I don't know, minus 7. Let's kind of put it like that. And what to do with this. And, yeah, you don't have the skills right now to recognize what type of function this is. And that's not a shot at any of your math teachers before, because this is actually a grade 11 question. This is a grade 11 parabola. That's what this is. And it's a quadratic function. We should instantly kind of see that something fishy's up because we're using an exponent of 2. So automatically, we should realize that this is not going to be any sort of linear function or linear relation. It's just not going to work. But we can do some things with this. And I just kind of encourage you, once again, get out your x and y and just kind of take a little splattering of x values. Now, you might want to be a little bit more careful of this because since it's not linear, you might want to get a couple of values that are not just -2, 0, and 2 like I do, but maybe -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2. 5 values should be able for us to kind of look at. What's going on in this case. I'm going to actually start right in the middle at 0 because if I plug 0 in for x here, I'm just going to get that this is -7. And as I continue through this, you might be able to kind of realize what's going to happen as I kind of continue on. This one's going to be a -5, that's going to be a -5, and in fact, this one here should be, if I plug in a -2, y is equal to... Let's make sure that we can do 2 -2 squared minus 7, 2 times 4 minus 7 equals 1. So I'll get a 1 here, and I'll get a 1 over there. So what's kind of interesting here is that we're going to be able to graph these out. We have our ordered pairs, and we are going to use all 4 quadrants again. I'm going to put my quadrant system down, and I'm doing kind of a rough sketch of this, and that's okay for our purposes right now. I didn't give you grid paper to use, so that's okay. But I'm going to actually start over at -2, 1, -2, 1, that's right here. -1, -5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right there. 0, -7. So that's going to be right here, and I immediately regret using yellow. I'm going to do this. And we're going to see that the values are almost kind of symmetrical. And if you can kind of get used to this shape for next year, you're in a good place because we'd spend a lot of time dealing with these shapes here. And the only way that we can connect this is not actually with a straight line. We're going to connect this with a curve. And what's interesting about this curve is that this is the shape of a quadratic now. So this is a function, definitely is a function, passes the vertical line test. There's no repeated values of domain. However, this is clearly not a linear function because there is no line or a straight line. So for these ones, I just kind of advise, take a couple more values of x in there for you. Just so you can kind of see the complete picture. And for these ones, you're actually going to connect with a curve instead of just a straight line. So just a little FYI to close the lesson down for us.